It is my purpose, it is my passion, it is my pleasure to empower aspiring Christian nonfiction writers to share their trauma to triumph story using a complete, detailed roadmap for writing success. Because it's the simplest and easiest way to write a book. Therefore, it's the simplest and easiest way to make the impact you know you're born to make. So, this quote, I love this quote, but here's the thing. Your infernal editor and mine uses fear and lies to force you into the ditch that runs alongside Publication Highway, to stop you from actually crossing the finish line. Now, in one sense, that's really not that big a deal, but this lie is a little bit different, I will suggest. Because your infernal editor will always speak with authority, even though it has none. And it will sound like it's got authority, and in our weaker moments, we're going to listen to that nonsense. And that when we listen to that nonsense spewed by this infernal editor that we have, it's going to derail us. It's going to disempower us. It's going to say really awful things like, "Who do you think you are to write a book? You know, you can't even write a decent sentence." Right? That's the nonsense that he spews. Now, whether or not you can write a decent sentence, that's not for the infernal editor to decide. That's for your readers to decide. And they will make the decision about whether you can or cannot write a good sentence. And as for who do you think you are to write a book, well, you are the person who God said, write this book. It's on your heart for a reason. It's not because you can't do it. You're fully capable in this moment of doing it. Even if your infernal editor says you can't. They have no source of information. All they have is lies. So just shut them down. Ignore them. But because God put this book on your heart, that's why it weighs so heavily on you to get it done. You wouldn't be here with me if that wasn't the case. You know you were born for this moment, just as in the same way that Esther was born for the moment to save her people from the evils of Haman. Your book is going to do that for someone else. It's going to save their life. You know it. That's why it's so important. But here's the thing I really want to drive home today, is that anything that inspires fear in your heart does not come from God. 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us of this very, very clearly. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. God gives us the spirit of power, the spirit of love, and the spirit of a sound mind. God gives us courage. That's part of a sound mind. God commands us to be courageous throughout the Bible, to be fearless, to do what he put in front of us to do. And for you and me, that's writing a book. So ignore your infernal editor and all the nonsense that he spews. He has no source of information. All he has is lies. You are more powerful than your infernal editor's lies. You're more powerful than what anyone else says about you. So write your book. Write your book. And if you don't know and you want to discover just how fast this can actually happen, then I encourage you, flat out encourage you, to go to writingmentor.pro. Let me get that up on screen for you. writingmentor.pro/manuscript math. And there you will learn a couple of really cool things. Number one, you'll get the tools to be able to understand how quickly you can write your first draft. And then using that information, there's also a couple of other tools that will help you design your own personal daily writing routine so that you can get your book finished as fast as possible. Simple stuff, but really, really important stuff. And it's one of those things that takes away the fear of like, well, how long will this take? I don't understand how long this is going to take, so I'm not even going to start. Your manuscript math number will shock you because it's nowhere near the nonsense that your infernal editor has been telling you all this time. So whether that is of interest to you or not, I really hope to see you back here again tomorrow at 3 o'clock for another edition of the 2-Minute Writer's Challenge.